I'm sorry if you can hear my cat eating right now. She's literally stuffing her face. Hey, and welcome back to Debt Galore No More. My name's Kara, and today we're talking about the exceptions to my no-buy gear. In my last video, I actually told you 21 things that I wouldn't be buying in 2021. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below and in the card up above. But going beyond that, these are the things that I will allow myself to buy, but they all have their own rules within the exceptions. So to start out the list, I will be allowed to replace my skincare only if I have completely run out of it. I won't be buying any new makeup. I did put that in my last video. I barely wear any makeup. I've only put it on for this video. I'll probably only be wearing makeup in videos or to special events, which probably won't happen this year. And look at me talking like I go to special events. Another thing that I will replace if it runs out is my bullet journal. I just started bullet journaling in November, so just a few months ago, and it has already changed my life, like completely changed my life. I can talk about this more in another video if anyone is interested. There's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and that is grow herbs. I spend a lot of money on fresh herbs at the grocery store, so I just think that having an herb garden would save money, and honestly I think it would be pretty enjoyable. So buying like plants, like a basil plant, and putting it into a pot and the soil and everything that goes along with that, I will be able to purchase, but it has to come out of my grocery budget. Speaking of my grocery budget, I have allowed my household $500 a month. I think this is kind of high for 2 people and 4 cats, but this includes all of my household items like cleaning supplies, paper towels, toilet paper, cat food, anything I need for my cats, and all groceries. So I could break it down even farther, but I don't feel the need to. I just put all the household things into that category. Another reason why it's kind of high is because we try to buy organic. I know it's a little bit controversial, but I personally have made the switch from non-organic to organic, and I just believe that you should put good things into your body because what you put inside, it's gonna radiate, if that makes any sense. It probably sounds really dumb, but I just feel like that's true. Bouncing off of that grocery budget, we have a $45 going out to eat budget. Obviously, we're not going to any restaurants or anything like that, but we can go to these restaurants and get that food to go. So $45 is about enough for us to go out once a month to get food. It's been a lot easier not to go out because our favorite restaurant has closed. But we have been trying food from other small businesses. We are vegan, and there are so many great vegan restaurants here in Phoenix that we haven't even tried yet. And the ones that we have tried have just blown us away. Additionally, if we have a gift card, like so for Christmas we got some Chipotle gift cards. If we have a gift card and we just don't feel like cooking that day or something, we can use the gift card and it won't count toward our $45 going out to eat budget. So another thing that I mentioned in my last video of my things that I won't buy were brand new books, but I will buy some books from Goodwill if they spark my fancy. So if it's a Stephen King book that I don't have, I will buy it. And then once I have all of the Stephen King books, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I just won't buy anything, but I want to buy every single Stephen King book ever. I currently own 19 books out of 72. The 72nd book comes out in March, and my sister has purchased it for me for my birthday this year. I did mention that in my last video, but I'm excited about that. If by any chance I don't find any new books before March, I'll at least have that one to read. Now this next one kind of makes me cringe. My husband is allowed $80 a month to spend on golf. Okay, this is kind of a compromise because he used to golf every single week, and as the weather has gotten colder, the prices have increased. So $80 a month in January will get him about 2 rounds of golf. So in the winter he can golf twice in a month. Once we get to the summer, he'll probably be able to golf every week again. Obviously most of us aren't going out and doing things right now, so something that we have as an exception are all of our streaming services. This is kind of extensive, I will not lie. So let me just list out all of the streaming services that we have. Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, Disney+, CBS All Access, and we just got HBO Max, and it's like the best thing I've ever gotten. So that's 6 different streaming services. Obviously, We don't need that many, but I share them with my mom and my grandmother. I just feel like I have to keep them up. They probably watch them more than I do. And it's just a nice thing to do, you know? It's just something that I like to do. We are currently watching Lost, Game of Thrones, and Newsroom, 2 of which are on HBO Max, the other one's on Hulu. If you have any recommendations, leave them down in the comments. They are very much appreciated. Okay, moving on to the car. Myself and my husband are both working from home currently. I've been working from home since March, and he's been working from home since April of 2020, so it has been so close to a year now. We have 2 cars. I have not used my car in a long time. I had to have my battery replaced because it just sat there all year, and so I'm considering getting rid of my car. Just depends on if we go back to the office, because we work in 2 different cities. We know we're not going back to the office until at least March 1st, so for this month at least, we are giving ourselves a $25 gasoline budget. My husband's car is a hybrid, so it doesn't take much gas, luckily. And we don't really go anywhere except the grocery store. So other than the $25 gas budget, obviously if we have an emergency where we need to buy tires or we need an oil change or a new windshield, which honestly he's gonna need a new windshield and new tires soon, obviously that's allowed because we need at least 1 car for transportation. Other than a $25 gas budget, there's really no need for it unless we decide to take a trip somewhere, which we probably won't if we're being honest. If we did decide to take a trip, I would obviously create a whole budget or something around that, but it wouldn't just be on a whim. And finally, we are allowed to buy gifts and cards for our family and friends if they have something special happen on our birthday. Personally, I have a pretty small family. My husband has 5 siblings and they all have children, so yeah, it can get pretty costly, but somehow we're going to figure that out. And at the end of the year, I want to tally everything up and see where all of our money actually went and how much less we spent than we did last year. So those are all of my exceptions. I plan to reevaluate this at the end of January, so in just a couple of weeks, and see if anything needs to be tweaked for February. This is my very first no buy or low buy anything ever. I do expect there to be a learning curve. I do expect myself to make some mistakes. That's totally fine. You learn from those mistakes and you move on. You just redo it. That's all you can do. But so far, I feel like we've done a pretty good job. We haven't gone out to eat at all this year. We used to go out multiple times a week, if not every day in a week. So the fact that we have not eaten out at all this year is just mind-blowing to me. Now that I've told you all of my exceptions, I would love to know your exceptions, so leave them down in the comments and we can see how we compare. Well, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so that you can continue to follow me on my no-buy year. Bye!